Yes, sir. Shout out G Dep, man.
Yeah, just got a clemency.
Yeah, man. He's I had to play that for him, man.
Crazy guy.
BlkPrint in the building. J5. Josh Pease, 2024. We here, man. What's up?
First one of 2024. I'm looking at my sweatshirt. I'm like, I've worn this before on the show, huh?
Nah.
I haven't?
That is my biggest, rule is to never wear the same thing on the show.
Same, but I feel like I've worn this before.
Nah, yeah.
Mark, you haven't seen this before? I don't know.
I don't think so. Y'all have never repeated any type of fits when we did BlkPrint?
I never. I try my hardest not to.
Never.
52 weeks deep?
Yep. I don't think I have either.
52 weeks. We've had different outfits on every time.
I don't try to repeat fits at all, but that's one of my New Year's resolutions. I'm like, fuck that. I'm wearing shit multiple times.
I was literally going to say that. I'm going to start repeating fits on the show.
I mean, one of my big resolutions is to just start wearing my clothes. I have so much clothing in my closet, and I did a closet clean out recently, and I was like, oh shit, this shit with tags on it from a year ago, 2 years ago. It's bad. So now I'm just wearing everything. Yeah,
I need to clean out my closet. I definitely found t-shirts in there that I've ordered from Grail or Supreme, and I'm just like, oh shit. It's like I told myself I'm gonna wear this when it's not cold. Yeah. And then it gets lost and I never wear it.
Yeah, I got mad shirts and plastic still. I'm just like, that's one thing though. I really only wear white and black t-shirts. Yeah. Just plain tees. It's I have so many graphic tees that just probably won't ever get worn at this point.
I feel like I'm kind of, obviously I'm wearing a graphic tee today, but I'm feeling kind of like I'm on the same wave. Yeah. Now I'm more into zip up hoodies now. Zip up hoodies are my new bag. Cause I find it pullovers are just too much to get on and off and all this other zip ups are about to be my new wave this year.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I don't know. I'm just trying to be more sustainable
with just the t-shirts
or just in general. I think just wearing my shit, not just collecting it. Yeah. I feel like I have an excess of clothing and shoes and shit, and it's I wasn't always like that. Mm-hmm. But now I'm just I need to wear this shit
because as we get higher up in our statures in life and things like that, we just start to buy shit.
Yeah, that's the real problem, and I think I'll never stop buying shit. Yeah, there's some shit I want to buy right now, but I at least need to wear what I buy. Yeah, I think that's a big problem. I buy some shit and then just never wear it. Yeah, I got shit that I bought in Japan when I went in May, still haven't worn yet.
That's crazy.
Literally outfits that I have not worn yet.
I couldn't believe. Actually, no. Actually, I still got shit from Japan I haven't even really been wearing either. Yeah. I might have worn my Babes twice.
Yeah, shoes. I haven't worn any of the shoes I bought in Japan. I bought some Visvums, some Babes. I think that's the only 2 pairs of shoes I bought out there, but I haven't worn yet.
I gotta go back. I'm planning a Japan trip this year too. That's another thing. Yeah. We're talking about a lot of 2024 stuff today. Yeah. I'm hoping that the listeners hold us to it. That we're gonna do all these things that we're talking about at the top of the show.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a look ahead episode. Excited to just get into 2024. It's been a year that I've been thinking about for the past few months.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of been preparing myself for it since end of Q3, beginning of Q4. I think with me just coming into a new role and just thinking about my life moving forward. I think 24 is gonna be a pivotal year for me and I think for everybody. It's an election year. Yeah. Hopefully the economy turns around this year.
Hope so.
4 years removed from the pandemic, so I think it's just it's pivotal that we're all on our A game. Mm-hmm. And I think for me lately, I've just been thinking about how I could best be on my A game. And just bringing new habits into the fold. I think the new year is always a good time for that. But I think now, especially for me, I'm trying to figure out just, new techniques to be better. Yeah. One thing I always say is I want to be the best P possible. Yeah. So it's how do I become better?
Yeah, I think in that pursuit of being better, it's recognizing you have already where in 2023 we might have not done the best. And I got some questions, and this is a walk with me. This is a walk with me episode. Okay. I got a list of questions we're going to get to a little bit later on the show, talking about 2024, getting out of 2023. I want to thank everybody who listened to, interacted with, shared, posted, commented, anything on the ASF list episode that we put out. I really liked doing that bonus episode. That was really cool.
Yeah, no, I think, that's something we'll always do. I think, ASF list next year will be different. Yeah. Well, awards show, Twitch stream. I don't know. Somebody holler at me. I got ideas. I need a partner. But I think that was a good episode to get out there. And yeah, shout out to everybody who's interacted. It's funny, I haven't interacted with it the most or even at all, I think, just because I've been on like a little social media detox a little bit.
Really?
I think I've reposted and retweeted a few things, but I've been trying to be off social media.
At the top of 2024?
Yeah, I think in general, I'm trying to figure it out. Honestly, I think because of what I do in life, I need to be tapped in to a certain degree. I haven't had Instagram or Twitter on my phone the past couple weeks. And so I had a conversation with someone yesterday and they were asking me some stuff and it was just about things that are kind of current. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I was like, okay, I need to at least have it and be able to see things and know what's going on. But I definitely, this is something I hate from artists, but I definitely want to be a little more mysterious.
No, you yourself have said you hated artists. But do that.
Artists, I'm not an artist. I'm just a person. I don't know. I think this is like, it's funny because there's a ton of photos I would love to post on Instagram right now.
Can I challenge you right now, Josh?
Challenge.
I think you're already mysterious. You know, I had this conversation with my wife over the weekend, and she was like, "Is Josh coming to our New Year's thing?" And I was just like, I told her about it, but I was like, Josh, like I would never know what you do until you explicitly tell me what you do or you post what you do.
Yeah.
So like on weekends, I'm just like, I'm like, I don't know if Josh wants to like go to a dog park or like,
it's crazy. I definitely stopped posting. I'm not an Instagram story guy no more. Like, I'm definitely not posting what restaurants I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not posting with art. I went to like an art gallery the other day.
Exactly.
I've been eating good this little break.
Like, Mark, feel me on this. We don't know what Josh is doing. Like once he leaves the show, and unless he's like, especially on weekends, Josh, we'll be texting all day in our group chat. Josh won't say anything.
You know what it is? I'm trying to be tapped out on the weekends too. Like I just don't want to be so just like on my phone, ingrained. Like I just want to just unplug, like the Matrix.
There was like 3 or 4 people that asked where you were on Sunday, and I was like,
I'm sorry, guys.
I was like, I don't know.
I should have pulled up. I didn't do much. It was New Year's Eve. What did I do? I went to my friend's house, had some black eyed peas and collard greens.
Fire.
Had a bottle of wine. I opened there, brought her some sage. Just kicked it with a couple friends there for a minute. Then I went to like some small party at this art gallery. Vibes is weird. Was there for like less than 5 minutes. Literally like did a U-turn. And then went to my other friend's house. She was having like a family party. It was like all her family there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anybody. I think her brother low-key banged on me. For sure banged on me. I ain't gonna even. He didn't bang on me. Like, so I get to my friend's house. And like I've known her for a minute. I've known her since high school.
Yeah.
Like I've been to her house for like parties she's had in high school back in the day. So get to her house. I'm just like, it's family all around. It's all older folks. They're like older black folks. They're playing fucking Kool in the Gang and shit, So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just sit in the corner, drink some. They had like some champagne. I'm chilling. And I'm just in the corner, chilling, literally, like just had the TV on. I'm looking at this fucking fireworks. But it's like
they don't know I'm wearing Rick Owens in the corner.
Exactly. Wait, what did I have on New Year's? I did have some shit on. What did I wear?
They don't know that I'm wearing Rick Owens.
I definitely had a hell of a fit on. Damn, I don't even remember what I wore. Hold on, I gotta look at a picture of myself.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Josh, like, I gotta challenge you on the mysterious thing because there's so many people that like want to know like what's going on.
I had this 18 East outfit on. Shout out to 18 East out in New York. I had this full like denim. It's funny because this is how the nigga banged on me. Let me finish this story. So I'm sitting there in the corner. So it's like family. They got like it's loud music.
Yeah,
mind you, it's like right before midnight. I went to that party at like 12. I got to that party at like 12:30. I was back at her house at like 12:45. It's like, nigga, it was straight up a U-turn. So I'm in the corner chilling, 18 East outfit on. I think I had on my Timberlands too. No, I had on Air 5s.
Okay.
And he comes up to me like they had like a karaoke machine. So they had like a mic at one point. So they passed the mic around, people just talking and shit. So he get on the mic and he just like saying something mad aggressive on the mic. But he not like he not from nowhere. I know he not. But it's like you like the youngest son in the house. It's a bunch of old folks, so you just feel tough. And you see a nigga there who you don't know. So he's saying something mad aggressive on the mic, but I can't hear him. It's party atmosphere, shit going around. I'm looking at old grandmas with ass and shit. I'm just what? It's just one of those type of parties where it's like older black folks. They all got their like gowns on and shit. I'm just like, so he's saying something to the mic mad aggressive, and then he comes up to me, and he like, what's up? He like shakes my hand and says something. And I think he might have asked what my name is or something. He's like, he's asked what my name was. I was like, oh yes, what's up, Josh? He's like, oh, Josh with the lisp? I'm like, this nigga. I wanted to say Josh with the Glock. Kept it cool though. Kept it cool. But I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, Josh with the list. I was like, and then he had on these suspenders that said like Happy New Year. So I'm like, nice. I like pulled a suspender. It's like happy. I was like, nice suspenders.
That could have started a fight though.
I know I could have. I did that on purpose. I'm like, nigga, you got a little joke. I got a little joke too, nigga.
Like the suspender pop,
bro. I was like, you got a joke.
You hit him with a Bugs Bunny.
The suspender pop low-key sobered him up a little bit. He was like, oh, this ain't because I wanted to be like Josh with the Glock, but I was like, no. Suspender slap on your chest.
Josh with the Glock would have
turned the party out.
Yeah, it would have definitely.
I would have to pull it out. So that sobered him up. So he was like, oh, like he laughed it off type shit, and then he just walked away. Honestly, that nigga might have went threw up in a bush somewhere. But
that is crazy.
But yeah, that was my New Year's. I kicked it there until like midnight. Then I went home.
But that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But like, I think that you were way mysterious in 2023 because yes,
I guess
I don't know what you. Josh, you were one of my closest friends. I do not know what you do after Fridays.
Well, you know, it's funny. A lot of people closest to me don't know what I be doing. Like sometimes, like even work shit. Like I was talking to like my aunt or somebody, and it was like, "What do you do for work?" I'm like, "I really don't know." I was like, you know, I take meetings and talk to people and help with this, man. And I was just like, "This shit sound fake as hell." My grandma or my auntie think I'm a drug dealer.
But I, you know, to your point, like I would say maybe you could stand to be a little bit less mysterious. Let us see what you're doing a little bit, or at least on our end as your friends, just tell us what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll try to do. I think that's something. Maybe that's a resolution. Just try to be better with communicating around with people closest to me.
You know, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You might, you know, your tire might pop on the side of the road.
Yeah, even when shit like that happens to me, y'all don't find out until like I'm telling the story of. I remember my car would start. I was like, "What the fuck, my battery?" You told us
that in my mind. I'm glad you brought that up because like y'all know how I am. Like as a friend, like I'm very much a friend. I'm very much like, nigga, you didn't call me the way we fucking went at Mark for him coming out here. I'm very much like this motherfucker ain't even called me. So when you were telling us, I was like, damn, this nigga didn't even think to call me. I could have just came through and just picked him up. We could have kicked it.
I didn't call anybody. Caught the tow truck.
So the L in silence.
Hey man, just figure this shit out. I think it's just my personality. I'm just such a figure this shit out type of person.
Oh my god,
I don't even like just putting this burden on somebody else.
It's not a burden. We're friends for a reason. Yeah, I think.
I feel that it could feel like burden.
It's a burden for me, so I'm like, shit. If it's a burden for me, I don't know what it is for somebody else.
We got to be better pals. That's for everybody on the show and everybody listening. You got to be better pals in 2024. Be better friends, because you know what we started 2023 with. Black men don't talk to each other enough.
Oh, man.
And then we completely proceeded to follow up and not break that cycle in 2023.
That's true. That's true to a certain degree.
Like, not that it's like, you know, not that it's, you know, where I'm trying to like come down on anybody here, but I'm just like, yeah, I had no clue where Josh was for New Year's. I don't know how he rings it New Year. I don't even know what goes on. Like, I was like, I won't know anything that Josh is doing until Josh does it. I saw you on PS5 the other day. And I was like, I ain't even gonna say nothing.
You know, it's funny. I mean, I don't even really. The only time I'm on PS5 is when I'm turning on Netflix now. Like, I don't play any games at all. But I do always see you and Cyrus's name up there. I'm like, I wonder what these niggas doing.
Exactly. We don't ever say nothing. That's the thing. I can at least send a message like, bitch.
I promise you, the only time I turn on my PS5 is when I'm about to watch something.
And it's funny because we saw it and I was like, Josh on. And then Cyrus was like, you know he ain't about to play that with us. And I was like, you're right. And I just went back to what I was doing.
Let me know, man. It's so hard for me to play video games now. But maybe it's something I'll pick up in 2024.
We'll turn up. That was good though. I again, it's always good to be on the show and we actually get like the truth out. And the truth is, I don't know what the fuck Josh be doing.
Hey man, I'm Batman.
Ironically, I do feel a little bit closer though. I feel like these past 3 weeks, we damn near talk weekly on BlkPrint now. Look at the cadence that's picked up since the move.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. Josh or Mark, you feel you're definitely closer. You're 15 minutes away. I think somebody asked me, they were like, if Mark is there, how come y'all not doing this show together? Y'all don't know how small my office is.
Not a lot of space in here, but we figured it out.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Actually,
one time.
we can figure it out. We just need a different camera. We probably need another camera.
We need another camera. We need to do a lot of things. For right now, Mark is still going to be telecommunicating, but it's not going to be permanent. Trust me. I'm telling you, by March, I'm going to say it on the show. By March, we're going to all three in the same room. But we got to set everything up. But I want to shout out Elliot Wilson too. He shared out our ASF thing. The Barbs are still coming after you, by the way. They haven't stopped. Just want to let you know that. So,
shout out to the Barbs, man. I think Nicki Minaj album's really good. It's really fucking good. Blessing with Tasha Gibbs is the last name. I don't know. Great song. Let Me Calm Down, or what's it called? Let Me Calm Down with J. Cole. Great song. Really like that album a lot.
It's all right.
Should have made my list. Strong contender.
Really? Should have made the list? There was a small amount of albums this year that made the list. That was actually one of the more surprising parts about the list this year.
Yeah, I mean, music was trash, but I really like that song.
What else we got? There was a Cat Williams thing that came out today, and because we're doing the show a little bit later than we usually do, we actually got to catch this. Have you guys watched that full 2-hour Shannon Sharpe interview with Cat Williams?
I haven't watched the full 2 hours, but I mean, shit. The first 5 minutes is enough.
Yeah. This was giving me old Hot 97 Power 105 vibes on the radio.
Honestly, man, he was saying a lot of wild shit. I'm sure there's a lot of truth in there. It was just good to have someone being honest about how they feel. I think too often, a lot of people aren't honest. They're measured with their words. And he was just telling it like it is from his perspective. And, I think that's commendable in a sense. Shout out to Shannon for even giving him the space to do that. I think
he didn't have a choice.
But no, I think a different host, a different type of host would have canned that whole interview.
Right.
Just not let it come out.
Right.
Shannon kicked off 2024 with it.
Yeah.
Club Shay Shay, man.
Yeah. I love what Shannon Sharpe brings to the game. I think that he's very much like the relatable uncle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He's like the relatable uncle that knows what's going on. He was wearing some fucking Air Maxes.
Bruh, the way he was hosting too, he was trying to turn the conversation so many times. Anything positive you want to talk about, any comedians you like.
Because like somebody like was like, our friend Brian was like, I don't think Shannon's a good host. And I was just like, it's hard to be like a host with a personality that inflammatory like Cat Williams. You kind of got to do what he did there. Like, I was like, I wouldn't say he's a bad host because he wouldn't have done years with shit with Skip if he wasn't a good host. It's just like if he was to try and turn that conversation elsewhere, Cat would have lost Cat.
Yeah,
he would have lost him completely.
Cat probably would have went off on him.
Yeah, and I think
he kind of was
almost did.
Yeah, because there was moments where he was like asking him like, "Well, how would you feel if you lined up against somebody?" And have you ever dropped? When he asked him, "Have you ever been booed?"
Yeah.
Have you ever dropped a pass? I was like, "Damn, have you?"
He was like, "Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yes, I have." But yeah. I thought that like even at the 30-minute mark, when he finally got to, I watched about an hour, roughly about hour 15 of it. When he finally got to the 30-minute mark and he said, "Tell us about your upbringing." These were things about Cat that I didn't know. You know what I mean?
That's where I jumped out of it. Yeah. Like, you ain't talking about no tea. I'm out of here. I need the bullshit.
Hey, the Josh Shade Room collab needs to happen.
Hey man, it's funny, man. Speaking of Josh and Shade Room, yeah, I know everyone's seen the Jada Pinkett photo going viral right now. So she's wearing a golf
leg warmers,
but she's wearing a Golf LaFleur jacket.
Oh, is
That's
she?
a Golf LaFleur bomber jacket they just put out. So when I saw it, I saw the Say Cheese post first. I sent it to Tyler, and he commented on the Say Cheese post. And I was like, damn, I got Tyler comment on the Say Cheese post.
I know it was hype.
I know. I was like, damn, I deserve something for this.
How does what about Say Peas?
Say Peas is funny.
As an aggregation account.
I mean, it's so funny that you said that because the Hits Daily Double headline with Spotify says peas or yes peas or something like that.
Say Peas.
The puns.
All the things that you look at, because I know you be on them pages.
Say Peas would be actually hilarious. Right. That's the thing. See, like these ideas are great, but I need a clone, a twin, a sensei, a little buddy to just do this shit for me.
Get one of my dogs to do it. They can do it. I think Cat was able to, in a strange way, even with all the shade he was throwing, he was able to get across his ideas in the right way. If Shannon wouldn't have just kind of stopped trying to like stop him. But I think that again, like Cat Williams, he's always been known, as Josh said, to say what he feels, say it like it is. He talks about Kevin Hart. He talks about, I guess Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley had been on the show, and they were saying, so Shannon, I guess Kat must have hit up Shannon and said, I got to go and retaliate. I got to go respond to this.
And Shannon says, you're going to be the first one of the year. Shannon Sharp and his producers, I want to talk to his producers.
Yeah.
Because at one point, a producer came on, was like,
so he started talking.
Yeah, he was like, we got to fact check this.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on. He was like, let's get the timeline right. You're not about to.
He said, you said 2017, 2018 Kings of Comedy, but that was 2005. Like, I was just like,
shout out to that producer. He was doing his work behind the scenes.
Real journalism. That's what you need to do, MC. When somebody say some wild shit, fact check them, nigga. Fact check them immediately, MC.
Are y'all ready for that? I don't know if y'all ready for me to interject.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah, that's absolutely what we need.
Yes. Are you ready for that?
Shit, I need you to fix it.
Exactly. The way he came in. You got to
say it's gonna come with imaging. It's gonna come with a button. It's gonna come with stuff that usually comes from me. So I'm just letting you know.
All right.
I'm giving you fair warning.
I'm just saying the way that everyone respects the producer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if he know, like Kat, he's as unprofessional as he was being. He respected the producer. He said, "Yo," he stopped and was like, and heard him out. Like that's what it's supposed to be. Like he commanded, and he got Kat's respect for actually coming at him and respected and kind of like, questioning him like in that way.
Yeah, and I think just coming off of 2023 and podcasts and all the shit that's been going on, 2024 needs to be the year of the fact checking.
Yeah,
we need more people to check the facts
more than ever.
There's so much misinformation and bullshit getting thrown out. So like, if we could just pause, get the right information out, proceed. I think we would all benefit from that.
Yeah, what were your thoughts, Josh, in MC2 on the Steve Harvey thing? I mean, I know you talked about the high top fade,
the man unit. There's so many quotables, man. Before we get to that, my favorite. I'm bringing this into my lexicon this year. Fat Faison liar. I was like, damn. He said he's a fat Faison liar. He was talking about something totally different than Faison love, but just threw that in there.
But what were your thoughts on Steve Harvey and the way that he painted him is kind of like a magnet for fame. Like he needs to have fame, even though he tries to act like he doesn't want it. Like, is that something you've seen?
I saw a celebrity.
Yeah,
it's Cat Williams in this moment.
Yeah.
I think he brought up some great points. When he mentioned, the Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities there. But I mean, that's Hollywood for you.
Yeah. Friends living single.
Yeah. When he brought up the one thing that was interesting was he brought up the wife thing.
The way he brought it up was wrong.
The way he brought it up was terrible. Yeah. Oh yeah. The lead into it was crazy.
And I don't want to misquote him here, but I also don't want to say it in the way like the light skin.
Yeah.
What?
He brought
I'm not gonna repeat it.
He rode into it crazy, but the part where he mentioned that like Steve is always saying like his wife is he credits his career to his wife, and it's like you said that about two different women. Like which one is it? I was like, damn, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Then even the part he's talking about like he said he was homeless.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's a great point. It's like, he's like, that's my story. I was homeless. When was you ever homeless? You always been making money on the road. So it's just shit like that that's like, maybe he's not lying. But,
for the record, I don't ever believe Cat Williams is lying. I just don't.
Yeah.
No one would say the shit that he said. Like, it's just a way somebody says certain shit. Like, you might think I'm lying if I say certain shit. If Cat Williams walks up to you, 5'5", you know what I'm saying, permed hair, I'm not believing that nigga's a liar.
Yeah, I will say this much. I believe the tough talking of Cat Williams, all believable.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll win a fight, but he will absolutely get in it.
We've seen him lose a fight.
I know, to a seventh grader.
To a child.
Yeah. So
still one of the greatest moments ever. Honestly, it's funny. This is all hilarious just because like the other day I had pulled up his I forget who he's doing the interview with, but it's some woman on the morning show.
Oh,
he starts roasting her.
Yeah.
And I just pulled that up randomly like last week and was just playing it for somebody. Like, yo, this shit's hilarious.
And he's done this on that same show multiple times.
Oh, he killed her off.
Like every time. Like which one did you watch?
The one when he's talking about he's talking about her jewelry, her hair,
how poor she is.
Yes, oh my god, he killed her off.
Well, crazy.
Yeah,
because and the thing is with that situation, why was she trying to fight back?
Oh my goodness. And then it's funny because remember she was like, he said something about her cooking for her kids. He must have had some insider knowledge. Because he was like, what you cooking? She said broccoli. He just started dying. Broccoli's a wild dish to say that's your favorite dish that you cook for your kids. Ain't no kid like, oh, mom cooked the broccoli. I want the broccoli tonight.
I forgot her name. It's not Claudia Jordan because she's on the other which is also ending. A lot of our Russ Parr is ending.
See, that's the shit. It's like that type of radio is very much like I always call like middle of America black radio.
Wow.
Like I just don't know anybody in LA listening to Russ Parr and Claudia Jordan. I mean, Steve Harvey was big. I think he's on the radio, and Shirley Strawberry, but they always were based in LA, I think. So I just felt like LA radio.
Yeah.
But, syndication just made that shit go to other places, and I just never really vibed with it. It never resonated with me.
In the South, huge.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, what was the guy that was on forever? Tom Joyner?
Tom Joyner, yeah.
Yeah, like, he was huge, and, like, he's like a blimp on my radar.
Yeah. That's that, I mean.
Even Ricky Smiley. He's huge in the radio world.
Hey, the Ricky Smiley stuff.
Blimp on my radar.
That's some ether shit.
Hey.
With Cat Williams and Ricky Smiley.
Honestly, people lucky I don't have enemies. Like, they lucky I don't keep, like, it'd be one-sided. Like, they'd be like, I hate that nigga, and I just don't even have the energy for them. If I had the energy, that's the type of time I'd be on. Like, yeah, I work with you, but you got to wear a dress. and you gonna do it.
And you gonna do it because you want to work with him.
Yeah.
You gonna work with him. Fuck it. I got 20 questions.
Okay.
For you guys.
This is 2023 look back?
It's 2023, it's 2024, but 2023 also.
Okay.
So it's gonna be different things because again, as I said, I want to know more about what the fuck you was doing, but also what everybody else was doing. So it's I got 20 questions, right? And I think that it's gonna be really cool, and it's important that we kind of get this out so we can leave 2023 in the past. It's only like what, the 3rd of January, and then we can look forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a couple questions for y'all, right? So what was
He's already laughing. I don't know what's going on. He's already laughing. I don't like where this is going.
I think it's funny. Walk with me. What was the single most challenging thing that happened to you in 2023?
Single most challenging thing. Oh, that's a hard one.
I'll go.
You go first. Yeah.
I'll go. I think it was dealing with a situation with my with work that seeped into my actual personal life. That was, I felt, overbearing and made me question my confidence. And that is like things that I did here, on this show, things that I did within work. Like that was a big challenge for me.
Damn, I don't know. Like, I think
nothing is challenging to you, Josh?
I mean, it's funny, like the first thing that came to mind was just like sobriety and quitting smoking weed.
That's good.
Wasn't hard at all.
But it was hard though.
I mean, I just stopped.
Yeah. But it wasn't you just stopped, Josh. Like you said on the show, like you said it was hard the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, it was such a habit that was ingrained in me. I mean, I guess we could talk about it. It was a habit that was ingrained in me. But once I made the decision to stop, I didn't look back. Okay. And that's why I don't find it challenging. But when I was smoking weed, there was times where I was like, I remember one time that I went and spent like a weekend at one of my friend's house. This was like Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah. And I couldn't smoke. I was like, I'm at a grandmother's house or some shit. So I'm like, I can't smoke at your grandmother's house. Bruh. I remember I made this video because it was just so hard. I was in the bathroom, like, if I could just no, bro, I made this video. It was I was being funny. I sent it to a couple friends just dying, but inside I was like, if I could just smell some weed right now, if I could just
But sobriety is a challenging thing, and I think that like I don't want to say you downplaying it, but I think that a lot of people will hear that who are also trying to do what you did.
Yeah, no, I mean I encourage it. I think for me, again, it wasn't hard for me. I'm very good at just quitting things cold turkey. Mm-hmm. I think it wasn't challenging, but it was definitely just like a hard habit to break because it was such a habit. Yeah. It was just like, damn, I'm bored. I can smoke. But it's like, all right, what do I do in that free time? Yeah. So just finding those things. But the actual process of it wasn't hard at all. And it's like, to this day, like I got weed in my cabinet right now. Like, that's crazy. I'm not smoking it.
I know that shit be opening the cabinet like, nigga, I'm in here.
It's funny. I was like looking for something the other day and I smelled it. I'm like, man, let me get this shit out of my house.
What about you, MC? Because I got a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Most challenging moment this year was probably watching Derek White clutch out Game 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Was it moving across the country?
No, Derek White was worse.
Okay.
Oh my! Well, well, I guess you're exempt from the fucking follow question. How would you tackle this challenging thing in 2024, or how are you looking at ways to tackle this as in the new year?
Man, you know what's crazy? Like, I love wine. I love drinking alcohol and the feeling it gives me. For some reason, I want to stop. I think health reasons and things like that. It's not nothing that's like right in front of me, like that makes me want to stop. But like, you know, sometimes you might drink a little too much. You wake up the next day, you're not feeling the greatest, and those are like, damn, like I should stop. I'm thinking about just going sober. I don't know, like I'm thinking about it though. Like I have 4 bottles of wine in the trunk of my car right now. Yeah. So I don't know how I'm gonna fare. But it's an idea.
Look at how they all come around, baby.
This thing.
Look at how they all come
But that's
around.
the thing. It's like I love wine. I love different types of wine. I love the act of it. I went on the day before New Year's. Yeah. I went to like my local liquor store. It's like a wine shop, whatever, and they were doing like a wine tasting, and I sat there for like an hour and just
tasted the wine,
drinking different wines, talking to the sommelier or whatever the fuck it is.
Do you think that I wanted the listeners to know? Do you think we know that Josh did that before he just told us?
Yeah, it's totally random.
Do you think that
it used to be on the close friends? We would have at least got a little excursion.
I'm telling you, social media. That's going to be the hardest thing of 2024 for me.
Okay,
is like social media detox. Like I'm tired of like all the porn and death and bad news and bad takes and bad clothes. Yeah. Like I'm tired of seeing y'all. Like I wish there was a way for me to like just filter out like all the information that I think is valuable to me and see that. Yeah. But I'm just tired of internet, man. I'm tired of just seeing all this shit. Yeah.
I think I'm desensitized to it in a bit, but
that's bad.
But it is bad. But I also think I've been using less. Like I tweet way less. I'm on Instagram way less. Like I can say my FaceTime on those apps is down way less, and like I've been more present in front of things other than like playing fucking Marvel Snap. That's the only time I'm on my fucking phone or iPad is when I'm doing that. But other than that, like I'm trying to be more present in life.
Same.
And that to me goes to like me being better with, again, contacting my friends, being like, what are you doing? Or contacting them saying, what's up? You know what I mean? Yeah. Or getting our Discord back popping again. Cause that's my goal for the year.
Oh man.
I think not doing Secret Santa in our Discord was terrible.
Oh man.
It's coming back this year.
I'm glad I said
Is that what did it?
Nobody was gonna say nothing.
What? You know what? Josh said so because nobody said it was. Nobody told him happy birthday. So
nobody told me happy birthday in Discord. It's every birthday. It's a fucking trail of happy birthdays to everybody. My birthday come around, niggas was silent. I was like,
that's a lie. We gave you happy birthdays. Just
no one said happy birthday
directly to Discord.
I think everyone hit me on the side.
Yeah, I said it.
Or in my phone. No one said it on Discord.
It was. I credit Josh to it, but I also would say that like it was something where I was trying to not pay attention to the elephant in the room of how awkward our group chat had gotten.
Yeah, I mean it happens.
And I think they were better. Now we're in a way better place now. You know what I'm saying? It could be better though. We could go back to like what we, you know what I'm saying, what we were, and we are. But you know that's a challenge, and that's something I hope to tackle. But I think just overarching 2024, like how I'm going to deal with the challenge that I had was like not only just like getting myself out of that situation, but also like focusing on things that I really want to fucking do, like putting my heart and my, all my efforts into this show, into how we're going to like upscale it and other things that I want to do. Like I really want to make this shit out to something, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people listen to the show that y'all wouldn't even fucking believe, you know what I mean? And I think like giving them that experience is like something I want to like up level too. Like it's exciting to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I think, focusing on just like some of the endeavors that are truly viable to me, I think is something I'm really about. People keep hitting me up about this hot sauce, so it's like, how am I scaling that? Might do like a Kickstarter or something, trying to figure it all out.
What was the best way that you used your time this past year? This is because I want to know.
It's a good one. Best way I use my time.
I think the best way I used my time was I started doing things that I didn't normally do around the house, like house stuff. Like, and I didn't notice how much that actually affected my mood. Like I started like, this is like pure like man shit. I don't even know if like everyone does this. I'm probably telling on myself. Like I make the bed every morning now, and it makes me feel really good about myself because I try to like perfect it. And then I feel like when I perfect it, that like makes my day feel a lot better because I get to walk into something that's clean and balanced and organized. And I think learning how to organize a lot better has been like my thing. That was never my thing. You know what I mean? That was never like my thing. Like I'll now come through, I'll clean my office up or I'll clean my bathrooms and stuff like that. Like not that I wasn't doing it, but like I'm doing it a lot more than I used to. And I'm, my wife loves that shit. She's like she'll do this with her finger. Like, is there dust on this shit? You didn't do enough. But it's like, it's also like, and Mark knows how she is, but it's like, it's very much like it's rubbed off on me. And I see how it does what it does to her mood, and it actually like reflects on my mood too. So that was the best way I spent my time is like letting less clutter surround me and letting more organization surround me.
I love that. I think for me it was just meditating like consistently and just fitness, trying to work out as much as possible. I think I could get better at both. Yeah. This year I'm trying to meditate every single day of the year. Already off to a good start. And then just fitness wise, I'm trying to exercise at least 3 to 4 times a week. I think I was pretty good at like at least 2 times a week, but just trying to get that up there and just like possibly get to a point where I'm exercising every single day. Yeah. Definitely on this like push-up thing, I want to do at least 100 push-ups every day.
That's crazy.
So and I'm already good there. Like I've started the year doing that. But yeah, meditating and exercise is something I took serious last year and just trying to build upon that.
And also, year. As we talk about this self-care stuff, I want the listeners to like think about these questions as well. As we kind of like bear what we've been thinking about, I want our listeners to kind of like reflect on that as well. Like, tell us in our comments. If you're on Patreon, leave a comment. If you listen to us on YouTube, leave a comment as well. Like, let us know like what are some ways that you're doing this. Mark, what about you? What was the best way that you spent doing your time? And I feel guilty because probably a lot of your time is like editing our shows. But go ahead.
Not that much. Not as much as it has been in previous years. I had to scroll through my camera roll. I think I don't know if it's a problem that like a lot of my recollection has to be through a camera roll. It's kind of why you see me with my camera out a lot when I'm out and about with friends and so on and so forth. But I think that's one of the ways that I spent my time the most in 2023. I knew for a fact that this time was pretty much coming or on its way throughout the year, whether it was at the beginning of the year, throughout the summer. Obviously, I ended up, thankfully, having it complete by the end of the year. But 2023, I just wanted to spend time with a lot of people that I appreciated. Throughout the past 20 years, there's been a lot of different friend groups. I wouldn't necessarily say circles because Rural Palm for the most part, West Palm for the most part is not really homogenous, but pretty much it's a small circle. I think for the most part, everybody knows everybody out here in Palm Beach. So being able to spend it with the different varieties of friends and people that I've known from 2003 all the way up until today I think that really did bring a little bit of I think presence was important. Yeah. I think presence was important in that space where, yes, people are starting to realize that you're now going to make a new home elsewhere, but also that it's not going to be something that you just go out and do and then completely forget about all the people that have been a part of your life, a huge part of your life throughout the past 20 years. So that was something that I appreciated a lot.
I'm forgetting everybody when I move. I'm just kidding. I got another question. I don't even know if this is interesting. Pick 3 words that your close friends would use to describe your year.
Mysterious.
That's one. Yeah, that's a good one. Mysterious.
But I think successful. I think there's been so many congratulations around just the new role and just things I've been doing. So successful is definitely one I would say. Yeah. And just growth. I think, people who have known me for a long time, they're like, okay, this is a little bit of a different Josh, a little more focused, a little less silly. Yeah. But yeah, I think those are the 3. I would
actually agree with that. Those are 3 words that I would use too. I'll say I would use those. I think for me, responsible, probably resilient, and I think the last word for me, if I had to encapsulate like just really my year, what people would think of it is like like open or like what's the word, like candid. Like I'm a lot more candid, like about like how I'm feeling about shit and stuff like that. Like that I'm way more candid. I'll ask y'all. You know what I mean? Like I think the biggest challenge, or one of the biggest challenges for me was to not look at everything as like a burden, or like we talked about earlier, is like what I'm going through as a burden, anything like that, because this is my therapy in a way. You know what I mean? Like talking to you guys, listening to what are hearing or seeing what our listeners have to say about things we do. I think that, you know, being candid has been a huge advantage for me, and that kind of encapsulated my year. What about you, MC? 3 words. What do you think we would say to describe your year? If it was me and Josh, what would you say?
Purposeful, grateful. I kind of want to go hopeful, but there's a better word than hopeful.
Very aspirational words. I see.
Aspirational.
Okay. So you had a year. You had a year where you felt like it was like you're going to do something great, or like you're like, I don't like the word hopeful for that.
Yeah, I think hopeful is the wrong word. There's a better word that I can use for just being excited about the future that's not coming to me as of right now. It'll be that word.
Probably anxious. I would say anxious.
I'm anxious every day. So that's, you can say that for everything.
In the move here, there was times where like, I was like, is it happening? Like, just be like, is it gonna happen?
I think just excited for the year. I think you set yourself up to have a big 24. I think with just a move to a new city and just new energy, new environment. I'm excited to see, you know, how you acclimate to the city, and you know, I've already seen it. You know, you're building a new friend group, and you know, it's just exciting to see, man. I think I'm super proud of just what you've done in the last year, and you know, moving across the country is hard. It's not easy at all. It's not something to take lightly. And I think you're excelling at it.
I had a friend of mine that had asked and checked in on me and said, you know, how are things going? Because a lot of people come into Los Angeles and immediately talk shit about it. And I'm like, nah, I had so much respect for this place before I even thought about moving here. So I don't think that would ever be me, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's weird to even say.
No, it's not, because a lot of people who move here hate it. Yeah. And they come in, they don't have the same level of respect for the city. Yeah. And, you know, people who see people do it, they're like, oh, he's not going to like it. They already have their bad connotation about it. So I don't think that's weird at all. It's a little more expected. I'm surprised a lot more friends haven't reached out like, hey,
you hate it yet?
You hate the traffic yet? Or, you know, little shit like that.
I think I get that. Yeah, you're right. I think the engine is, it's the sense of like, why would you call me saying that instead of just calling me and saying how much do you love it?
It wasn't from anybody from Florida. It was a LA native essentially. So they were like, yeah, I kind of get used to everybody. I kind of get used to people moving out here and being like, it wasn't what I thought it was. It wasn't so on and so forth. And I was like, nah. Not only have I felt really grateful about it, I actually have felt really good about it. I felt for pretty quickly a good part of the community. So
I felt in love with something that's good. I fell in love with this place my first time coming here.
I think it's because you didn't move. Both of you guys didn't move here for the wrong reasons. A lot of people move here for Hollywood, and I'm about to be a star, and you know, it's like that's not realistic.
Next question: what was the most challenging part of your work, both professionally and outside of work?
Professionally, I think it was just a lot of the artist relation stuff I did last year at Amazon, and just trying to figure out, you know, Hip Hop 50 was last year. Yeah. Just try how to get that program off the ground, and just how to be impactful with that work. I think outside of work, what was the question? Just challenge, like personal challenge?
Professional, and they say like in personal. Yeah.
A personal challenge is just being more in tune with my emotions and just how I feel.
Do you feel like you grew emotionally last year?
Absolutely. I think I'm able to just like really, I'm better at qualifying how I feel. Okay. And having words for how I feel. And a shout out to my therapist for pushing me to that point. Yeah, but I think that's a journey that's always ever going. I think I'm still figuring it out, still working through that.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know if this like falls under like either, you know, any of us here outside of me, like learning in therapy that like a large part of my life I had to like parent myself. Like what was a huge epiphany that they came out of therapy, or it was just like my therapist was like, yo, you moved out to a whole new place and then you created your own life there. Like you're your own parent at that point. You know what I mean? Like you, or not even just that, like the way you move professionally in your career and stuff like that. Like you have to like create your own rules and your own boundaries. And I think that was like a huge way that like a lot of us grow emotionally ourselves is like kind of paving our own way. You did it, and you did it your own way last year for sure.
Yeah.
So I think challenge professionally, I think I looked at everything under the lens of like, and I don't think anyone knew this, like everything that I did it to like make sure that I was like, I have to be the best at this so that people can notice that I work this hard. And that was a challenge for me last year. I was like, I looked at our billboard last year when we were on Times Square, and I was like, it ain't enough. We got to get $1 million. You know what I mean? I was like, it's not enough. It's like to some people like that would be like crazy, crazy talk. But to me, it was like, I need to find a way to qualify this as like, good job, Justin. You know what I mean? Like you did a good job. So like I started like, it was hard to do this, but I advise, and I would ask anyone to do this. Like look in the mirror in the morning, whenever, look at yourself and just be like, I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? Because like that's very hard to do for people who find validation very hard to receive. Validating yourself and in that way is very hard. Like that was hardest shit to do, is to validate myself. Like look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm fucking proud of you. You did a great job today. And I try and do that at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day every year. And that was a huge challenge for me professionally and personally. But I think personally it was really kind of coming up with ways to tackle hard conversations with my family. You know what I mean? Like you guys are my family, but like, my family in Virginia, like I don't talk to them like that. So like that's a conversation that I got to have. I'm glad to say that like I opened up a conversation with my boy Rodney.
Or love to hear that.
I texted him. I'm gonna get to calling him. I'm gonna get to call him this week. Like I haven't talked to him in a while, but like I said I think I said on B-sides, like I look at his son growing up. You know what I mean? And he had considered me like to be like his godfather and shit like that. Like I don't have a relationship with him right now. You know what I mean? Like that's not right. Like I really love him to death. I just want us to get back to where we were, but grown, with more growth. So that was a huge challenge for me.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, it was hard though. It was hard. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but being able to kind of validate yourself is tough. What about you, MC? Toughest challenge professionally, personally?
Professionally wise, I think I've kept it pretty standard job wise. My professional job, I guess you would say. This is our
professional job. This is our professional job.
Yeah, this is part of our professional job too. I think for 2023 we ended up doing things that were so well that I think in 2022 we just had ideas about it. And 2023 was mostly about implementation. And I think for the most part, putting ourselves in a new avenue as far as video, being able to do the things that we do, as far as being a lot more multimedia with the show, was something that was completely amazing. So was very thankful for that.
It was hard too.
I know for a fact that
it was hard too. It was hard too because we had to come up with new outfits every other week. So very tough.
I still don't believe y'all haven't repeated it. That might have to be the fact check.
If anything, me and Josh will wear the same colors on one episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been wondering. I feel like I've worn this before, but
I don't think you have. Yeah, I don't think you have. Because you know what? And if that was the case, I must have told you I wanted to get that twice.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because that's the first thing I said to him. That I was like, I really wanted to get this. Was that 2023?
Yeah,
I did. I wanted.
Or might have been. Yeah, I don't
know. If you're looking on video, he's wearing a powder blue Supreme.
Oh yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to talk about if you're just listening on audio. But it's a nice powder blue Supreme. Half
zip. Yeah, it's a half zip. You know what I mean? He's. I don't even see Josh in blue very often, so that I wouldn't know it if you was wearing blue.
That's a good point
because you don't really wear blue that often. I'm just saying. Well, go ahead, Mark. Were you done?
So professional wise, that was mostly the challenge. Personal wise, it's usually the same two things that I try and work on every year. Continuing to completely shatter ego. I think ego is one of the most damaging things that can happen for a lot of people, just in convo, in their own personal lives. And if you are somebody that talks to yourself introspectively, ego's tough. Ego's a very, very tough thing to challenge. And I try and make sure that I'm at surface level with my ego a good amount of time. Sometimes I do well with it. Sometimes I don't. So that ends up being also a challenge. And then just calming down anxious things from time to time, I think is something that I also try and work on a lot. The types of questions that people love, like, hey, I plan my next 5 years. I can't wait for 2028. That it will literally drive my mind insane. I can't do that. I literally live day by day. So to be able to try and open up and think, hey, I have plans for a year from now. I have plans for 2 years from now. Something that I want to open up myself to a lot more in 2024.
I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that you didn't plan ahead like that.
Oh, absolutely not. That will just next week. I don't even know what I'm doing next week. Who knows what the hell is going to happen tomorrow?
I think that's going to change as you like live by yourself. Like I think that's for sure going to change. Like you'll be like, damn, I need to get this thing. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be things you want around your crib. You're going to be like, oh, I'm thinking like ahead. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Like that's definitely.
I've already had the late night looking up like, damn, I really did it, isn't it?
Also, funny enough, literally we did the ASF wrap up. There was no entertainment system there. No, this.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, y'all didn't even see the. Yeah. See my nice little desk, my nice little TV stand here.
Every episode is gonna be something different. That's gonna be funny. I want to run through 2 last questions here. I know we're not gonna get to all 20, but I wanted to get to this one in particular. Who were your most valuable relationships with? That's a good one.
It's a great one, actually. Yeah, that's a good one. My therapist.
I was gonna say that.
My therapist for sure.
Okay, I won't say it now.
Yeah, my therapist. I love the relationship we have. Someone who encourages me and empowers me to just be authentically myself.
Yeah.
But also kind of checks me and makes sure that I'm just moving along the right path. Definitely one of my most valuable and most expensive relationships this year.
I'll piggyback off that, and I'll say in a different way, someone who challenged me by asking why. I think I don't get why enough in my like regular life. I think that like I'm so much in life a constant kind of like, if I say it, people they'll just go with it. They're like, oh yeah, fine. Like I'm very rarely, I don't want to say like I'm not wrong, but I'm really fact checked. If I'm wrong, like I'll state it. But like when talking through my own, I think one thing that I learned was I was like, I'm not a perfectionist or anything. And then she was like, nah, like I think you are a perfectionist because of this, and this. And I was like, oh shit, it's accountability. And it helps me throughout life in terms of being like, okay, I was wrong here. You know what I mean? And like, how do I maneuver so that I don't trigger somebody or so that I don't like piss somebody off without knowing it? Because I might come off as like self-righteous or like overbearing, which I'm known to do. Like I'm very, very much, I very much can be that way. But like, I think challenging me, was kind of like my biggest thing that came out of that. And I think it was valuable because it made me just a better friend, better husband, better fucking everything across the board. So that was valuable. And I didn't even expect to go to therapy last year, but I did. What about you, MC?
Probably I definitely have to say my family, my mother, my father, my sister. It's been a good amount of time that I've known that time here is short and it should really be spent pretty sacred. And I'm very, very thankful to not only have everybody with me at this point in time in life, but to also continue to be able to build memories like that in this time in life. It's not something that I take for granted. I'm very thankful of their support in this process and everything that I've been trying to build at this age. Sometimes I look at everything that I've been trying to build and I'm just like, damn, this would have been so lit if it was 10 years ago. But it's tough to get into that. It's tough to get into that mindset.
I wouldn't have appreciated none of this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie.
You don't think so?
I wouldn't have appreciated any of this. No.
I just wasn't even thinking on that plane. Like I had a moment yesterday. I was at this restaurant. I just had the whole day yesterday. And at the end of the day, I was at this restaurant. I was like, damn, like who would ever thought that I would be here, like doing this in this moment. And, like I just know like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, my mind wasn't even prepared to even expand and be where it's at right now.
Exactly. Nah, yeah. I think when you're younger, you think like day to day. You know what I mean? I think when you get a lot more, I don't want to say like retrospective or anything when you get older, but it's like the small moments are big moments. Like sitting in a restaurant, doing this shit with y'all. You know what I mean? Like it's a big moment. You know what I mean? But it's like the big moments you kind of look at, and I always get like, cause like I have another question, and like to me that was a big thing, but to Josh you would just say It was a new thing, but it was like it's you know, you quantify them in different ways. You know what I mean? Like this, but to me, the small moments are the big things that happen. And I think that if I was to look at certain things 10 years ago through that scope, imagine having the money that you're making right now back then. You would not be doing the right things with it. Like you just wouldn't. You would not be doing the right things with that money at all. So like now it's like you looking at it, it's like I don't need that. Like Josh said at the top of the show, I don't need this much stuff. You know what I mean? I need to start wearing myself or being more sustainable. 10 years ago, we were like, I need to get more shit because I need to be shitting on everybody. You know what I mean? It's not really like that so much no more. So that's why I say like I probably wouldn't appreciate it if I had all of this 10 years ago. Last question here. What was the single best thing that happened last year, and do you think you can repeat that in 2024?
I think for me personally, it was the L Ain't Shit Funny pop-up shop or pop-up taco restaurant at ComplexCon. That was just a crowning moment for me. Like I've always wanted to be in the food business, and just to have that moment and just see people support it and actually like it and love it. One of the best feelings and one of the best moments for sure. Absolutely will be able to top it this year. I'm trying to have a brick and mortar by this time next year. So definitely working towards that. And then beyond that, I think, just step into this role at Spotify, head of hip hop and R&B. It's just interesting, man. It's the title is a heavy one that I think a lot of people around me and just people who see it are just like, wow. And I'm just like, for me, it's like Joel said, man. I say this every New Year's episode. Just keep doing what I've been doing better than I've been doing. Like I think that's always gonna be my thought process and resolution. So
you lead people. You're the leader of people.
Hey man, people lead me.
I think the single best thing that happened last year for me was our billboard. I think I had really conflicted feelings about it last year, and then as I grew into it, it became a real proud moment, because not only did I get to stand next to one of my best friends and do that, but a lot of people got to see it. A lot of people were really proud of it, and we did it our own way. We did it on our own. We did it our own way and off our own merits. You know what I mean? They did it. They didn't choose us for no reason. I look back on the AMP stuff, even though it's over, they chose us to be in those commercials. Yep. And there weren't many people that were allowed to do that. They chose us to be on those billboards, and we were up there next to like fucking millionaires and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a huge moment, and I think that we can definitely do that this year in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. And I think we're on the road to doing that. And I look back at that, even like as the year changed, I was like, fuck, that happened this year. And I was like, that's pretty fucking lit. When you think back on it, it's like we're part of a very like small few that will be able to do that in their lifetime.
Oh yeah.
For a whole week. And what it's even cooler for you, Josh, is that like you had billboards that you had programmed that week that you were on there next to.
Yeah, no,
that was crazy.
It's funny, and I sometimes I look over that, but yeah, that was a moment. Very thankful for AMP and just what we did on that platform, being some of the first adopters of the platform and leading the charge, and just kind of like being those guys that the platform and people who listen to it looked up to. And yeah, no, it was a proud moment because, like you said, we did it our way. We had, we had something that was valuable to them, and they came to us and was like, "Hey, like we love your show. We want to give you this platform to boost it." Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely a proud moment. Definitely looking forward to topping it this year. I think what we do here is important, and I just want to keep growing the audience and just growing the space that we're in, and just allowing this space. I think three black men talking candidly about life and culture and everything in between is important.
These are my favorite episodes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, to do. These are my favorite episodes to do. Like, I think to your point, Josh, what's so crazy about the AMP shit and what's so important is that like when we say we did it our way, like that photo shoot was not an AMP section photo shoot that we have the pictures. That was a photo shoot we did on our own. We sent that to them. I think AMP had to do very little in order to keep us. That's why they loved us so much. Like we provided a lot of those things ourselves, whether it be through Mark's edits and things, or pictures that we took, or just the way that we presented that show. Like that showed that we have a lot to offer in this space, and that we know how to. Like we're a small but nimble crew. Yeah, you know what I mean. We're very small but nimble, You know what I'm saying? And we're taking applications. But, you know, like we were able to pull all of that off. And, you know, it was a team effort. And that's another reason why I look at it as a big deal, because we don't get there if we don't have Mark behind the board. We don't get there if we don't have Josh and the cash that he brings from just being who he is. We don't get there without, you know, my ability to kind of like be like, okay, what should we talk about? You know what I'm saying? Like it all comes together to make this show. And in 2024, it all gels. And in 2024, we're going to continue that on. So MC, close us out. What was the single best thing that happened to you? I'm pretty much sure what you're going to say, but I would like to hear it out your mouth.
Why would I wait? How do you know? How do you know what I'm going to say?
What you gonna
I can
say?
have multiple things going on.
Give it to us.
Just say it.
It could have been. I could have said the Ant moments. Of course, I'm highly, highly appreciative of all the Ant moments. Who would have thought in 2023 I would be, you know, in a conversation with Mike Carson? I used to watch Mike Carson videos on Il Roots when I was 17 years old. Whoever knew that I would have been now in a conversation with him and knowing that he likes the show and appreciates the show. That was something that's amazing.
He listens every week. Shout out to Mike.
Exactly. If you were going to guess that I was going to say watching Jimmy Butler drop 56 points, then yes, you are correct.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Nobody's laughing at that. What is your real
Who wanted to laugh? I'm telling the truth.
That's not the truth.
How's that not the truth?
That's his truth. Can't
you know what I'm
tell him
saying? Why can't my truth be my truth? You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. Thank you for that. Thank you guys for listening. We're wrapping up 2023 with a bow. 2024 is going to be great. Shout out to everybody that listened. Obviously, you guys got a whole hour from us, damn near 2 hours from us earlier this week. So we're gonna do B-sides week after next. But Throwblacks is coming out in a week.
Mm-hmm.
It is happening. Speaker Box Love Below. I get mad listening to this album, and I'm gonna talk about it.
Can't wait.
Why mad? Mad.
I'm gonna talk about it on the show. I get mad when I listen to this, because you know why? A lot of people think this is the greatest hip hop album ever made.
Yeah. I don't really hear too many people putting this as the greatest hip hop album ever made.
According to the crackers, it is.
I was gonna say it's a lot of other people say that.
According to the Grammys,
maybe, I don't know. I don't really hear that ever. But all right, can't wait to talk about it.
We're gonna talk about Speaker.
Ty selling, sure, but
fuck that too. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you check out our ASF 2023 wrap up. That is on YouTube. It's on audio as well. If you haven't heard it already, make sure you go check it out. Shout out to everybody listening to that. We'll be right back in a week with more things from BlkPrint, including Throwblacks and another episode. I don't know what wild is going to happen. Usually, like, January is a slow month. We should think about getting a guest this month.
We should.
I want to get a guest.
Yeah.
Let's get a guest this month.
Down.
We're going to get a guest this month on BlkPrint, and we'll be right back with you guys in about a week. So for Josh and MC, I'm J5. We'll see you guys later on the BlkPrint. Peace.